Yes, you got a point there. Many people, when talking about chimps, they overestimate the size of the chimpanzees. A chimpanzee isn't usually like 200 pounds or even 150 pounds. They're more like 100 pounds. And yes, there exist individuals that are 150 pound chimpanzees. They are the equivalent of an overweight, obese human. The 150 chimpanzees from the zoos are not 150 pounds pure muscle. No, they are obese because of their sedentary lifestyle, because of sitting around in a zoo all day. They become too heavy. So they aren't monsters. But many people, when they see a chimpanzee, because they have not seen them in real life, they don't encounter them in real life, they just assume them to be about the same size as a human, or maybe even the same size as a gorilla. Many people, I see it, they don't categorize correctly. We talk about chimpanzees, but they give them the size of a gorilla and the climbing ability of a gibbon. And then they mix all of that together. And obviously, that chimera with the size and strength of a gorilla, the name of a chimpanzee or the intelligence of a chimpanzee, and the moving ability of a gibbon, well, that is surely unbeatable by a human. But a mer chimp of about 100 pounds, wild animal, yeah, pound for pound, 1.3 times stronger than an untrained adult human. The key point here is untrained. So they compare chimpanzees to humans. And they compare them to average human, the average chimpanzee to the average human. And they explain it mostly by the difference in muscle fiber. But there's another factor that's vastly underestimated. Every wild chimpanzee is a trained animal. They are trained. It's a trained individual that moves a lot. And most humans in today's world are sedentary. Most humans in today's world, the average human, is highly untrained, highly unfit. So if we would compare the average human to a trained human, the strength difference pound for pound would also be easily 1.35 to 1.5 times stronger pound for pound. So we can assume that a chimpanzee of 100 pounds is about as strong as a trained human of the same weight. And like a trained 100-pound human is surprisingly strong. A trained 100-pound human, don't underestimate them, they would totally dismantle the average adult human male. A 100-pound individual, like if you take a 50-kilogram fighter, a man who's 50 kilograms and a fighter, oh, they will destroy an untrained man, even if they are 200 pounds. But if you then take a 200-pound trained fighter, then the tides are turning, the tables have turned again. I think it's logical to understand that most people are not very much into martial arts and fighting, so the art of estimating who is stronger, it eludes them. All they know is strong and not strong. They are very much tied up in 1 and 0, in black and white. And they just think, oh, the chimpanzee is stronger than a human, which means he's equally stronger as an old woman walking down the street or as Eddie Hall, which is obviously nonsense. In reality, and for a fighter who's used to scaling the power of people and he's used to feeling the strength difference, he knows that it's more layered, there are levels to this. And an individual who's stronger, if individual B is stronger than individual A, there is still an individual C who's still stronger, individual D who's much stronger. There's so many levels and layers to this, of people who are stronger in every level than the other ones. And that is incredibly difficult to understand. I usually employ the comparison to cars. So I got a sports car here, an Audi A4 Quattro. It's quite a fast car compared to the average car. But obviously a Porsche is just much faster, and then a Lamborghini is still faster, and we're not even talking about any kind of race cars yet. And the race cars are a whole different category to begin with. And it's the same when talking about animals, humans, and fighters.